And I'm, of course, Coco's older, younger brother. Older physically, maturity level much younger. For a little bit of a backstory, Coco grew up knowing that I'm an extremely huge troll, so my speech was not actually part of this agenda. She didn't want it. But she agreed to it when I told her I would say really, really nice things. And of course, her agreeing to this, she knew that nice things would only be a small component of today's speech. And we definitely know that I cannot promise I won't be trolling her tonight. So here we go. I knew Coco since she was a tiny, tiny little raisin. Literally. A lot of you might have even seen her baby pictures if you've been to our house. You walk up our narrow staircases. On the left, you get some picture frames of our family photos. You get my dad swagging out in some ancient 1980s outfit. My mom posing so elegantly in front of a playground carousel. But if you look up to the corner, you see this innocent and cute baby. That was me. But next to that cute and innocent baby, you get the purple-faced, chubby, crying baby. And that's Coco, the raisin. Why purple? Apparently it's because all the blood rushed to her face when she was born. I'm no doctor, so I'm not sure how that works, but I think Dr. Joey here actually finds that very fascinating and cute. But to be very honest, our family is extremely, extremely proud of Coco and the woman she has become, because frankly, none of us had predicted this version of her. She has grown into such an emotionally resilient, sophisticated, and independent person, and is even pursuing one of the most cognitively demanding and fine motor intensive careers. None of us would have thought, and if you did grow up with Coco, you might not be thinking that we had seriously underestimated her, but there are years of evidence that really gave us our doubts. And lucky you, everyone here, this is where I provide some examples. For one, I know that she was born with tear ducts that were harvested from the Amazon rainforest, because for a large chunk of her childhood, she would cry literally every single day, 90% of the time for no reason, or maybe just the tiniest reason. 10%, maybe 20% was because of me, but we don't talk about those times. And there would be a running joke between the aunties and uncles in the church community that they would buy a lottery ticket every time they didn't see Coco cry. So basically, she was a big crybaby. And two, Coco grew up with the coordination of a drunk penguin, because on top of all the crying, she would spill or drop a cup every single day and shatter it. I think my mom, she still has trauma from it, and she overstocks our cupboards with over 50 cups. There's only 4 of us living at home, and 2 dogs, but we have over 50 cups. I think she fears that it might get destroyed or one goes missing from Coco. I might have a third example, but we'll stop there. It's funny, because even on Coco's most special day, where I get to share as many words of affirmation, it still somehow becomes sugar-coated by my troll and immature jokes. But I think that really sums up Coco and I's 25-year relationship. We're a pair of siblings who's always shared so much appreciation, respect, and love for each other, but never really knew how to express that vulnerability and care. I'm pretty sure to this day, we had never said I love you to each other. And before you think it's because we were born or raised from an Asian household or family, I have to disagree, because my mom, Jackie, might be the only Asian mother on this planet to say I love you like it's good morning. Flipping the page. But whether it's a cultural or societal influence or my own insecurities that come with emotional vulnerability, it doesn't really matter, because I've always wanted to let her know that she holds a special place in my heart. And it's really important that she knows how much she has positively impacted my life. People often say that growing up with a younger sister, or just sisters in general, can make you a really soft person. And for people who know me personally, I think there's some truth to it. But I never really minded it because Coco has always shown me that establishing and developing meaningful relationships often requires some level of sensitivity and softness. Because ever since she was young, her energy often drew in some of the most wonderful people around her, and it really shows tonight with everybody here. And all the family and friends, of course the girls by her side, and Joey, the other main character who I've been lucky to have known personally ever since they started dating. Joey's one of the most intelligent and empathetic people I know, and in a funny way, I've never met someone so smart who has been scammed as much as him. There was one time where Joey was trying to get Coco a brand new Dyson hairdryer. He was super excited, he's a giddy. He's like, yes, I found a crazy deal on Facebook Marketplace. As if that's not sus enough. Long story short, he was very excited, of course. And when we opened the box, there was a hairdryer in it, but it definitely wasn't a Dyson. I was, of course, the impulsive one, and I was trying to think of different ways to bait the seller out. I'm trying to find make a new Facebook account, trying to message the guy, trying to get our money back. And before I can even try, Joey pats me down like I'm a golden retriever and says, Alan, it's okay, don't worry about it. This was over the phone, he's on speakers. Don't worry about it, just let it go. As much as that exposes Joey a little, also speaks to the type of person that he is. Joey is that type of person that everyone needs in their life. He's someone who leads with love, filled with compassion and grace, and is generally a very kind soul. When Coco and Joey are together, they create a really calming and positive vibe, and the sound of their playful bickering somehow creates a relaxing and fun atmosphere in our home, especially when they're arguing about who the more active one is, when in reality they're just both the biggest couch potatoes. Beneath all that playful bickering, I'm positive that their unending respect and love for each other, prioritization, healthy relationships, and ultimately their strong faith will make them the ultimate duo and contribute to a very happy marriage. And Coco, I'm not sure if you noticed, but in the middle of my speech, I basically said I wanted to tell you how much you mean to me. And I kind of procrastinated and skipped to talk about Joey. It was partly intentional, but I was okay with delaying it. So I guess before our end, I just want to share one more personal message. Growing up and being 4.5 years apart, our life milestones were almost always perfectly staggered. Like when I finished elementary, you would have started grade 1. And when I graduated high school, you would have finished middle school. Despite being in different life stages all of the time, I feel like for a huge chunk of our childhood, we were able to share a lot of similar interests. Like our obsession in Cooking Mama on the Nintendo DS, and being family channel addicts, where we'd have a daily after-school routine of catching the last 20 minutes of Zoe 101, Life with Derek at 3:30, 4 o'clock That's So Raven, 4:30 was a Waverly Place, Sweet Life in Hannah Montana would come shortly after. We'd of course get so hyped about every Disney Channel original like High School Musical, Starstruck, and Camp Rock. We'd jam to it like 24/7. There'd be points in our childhood where we'd build forts together, we'd accompany each other when we were jet lagged because we were too scared to sleep alone at 3 a.m. Those times all felt so small and insignificant during the moment, but thinking back, I think I am and was always grateful that we were able to connect with each other in some shape or form. And as we grew older, our lives are occupied by our goals and ambitions, and the time to connect over those childish things has started to diminish. But living in the same home, it's not something we notice because we're always in the background, and I think somewhere along the way, your presence might have been something I had taken for granted. Mom, Dad, and I were extremely proud but I'd be lying if I said there wasn't a part of me that felt really empty when you moved out. I genuinely missed having my little sister around. Walking by the different parts of the home, I would be rushed with memories when I'd barge into your room, making annoying sounds in hopes to get your attention, or when I'd be gaming and I'd scream halfway across the home to ask for a snack, and that euphoric feeling I'd get 15 seconds later when I hear your footsteps coming in with a bag of chips, or even coming home on a Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon, and you'd just be lounging on the couch watching Gossip Girl and Grey's Anatomy, and I'd be pacing back and forth between the kitchen and living room, not wanting to be a part of it, but end up watching 2 to 3 episodes anyways. Although we didn't spend time together or truly express our love in the most conventional way, I think it was the cumulative amounts of small gestures, memories, and mutual interests that built a very quiet and subtle yet strong relationship. And I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm thankful for all of our childhood memories. I'm excited to continue growing with you and Joey together. And if there's ever a time that you want to jam out to some Camp Rock or have a Family Channel movie marathon, you know that I'll always be the first to say yes. I'll always feel lucky and proud to be your younger brother. Thank you for bringing Joey into our lives and always being the inspiration for me and our family. And I hope I don't say it too often, but I love you. And with that, let's raise our glasses to our lovely bride and groom. Cheers to Joey and Coco. No lottery tickets today. Wait, I have to come back up. Let's take a break, actually. I think dessert is ready. Enjoy some dessert, and we'll be back for some more